Hello my lovelies and welcome back. It's a different scenery. We're filming in my bathroom again. I got a little Sephora haul and I wanted to do like a try on with you. Got my bag right here. I love first impressions because you can kind of feel it together, see the textures, application, and then of course the wear time, how it wore. If I love certain products, we're gonna continue wearing them and see how well they play. All right. Let's begin first with a new SPF by Ilia. This is their See Beyond Triple Serum Broad Spectrum SPF 40 sunscreen. It retails, it's very expensive for a sunscreen, $64 US. This is a 3-in-1 serum sunscreen with encapsulated vitamin C, mineral SPF, and niacinamide in a waterless base for a visibly brighter skin rapidly and over time. Interesting. You can wear this as a base on its own, under makeup, or to boost your skin's natural glow. Okay, we'll try it out. I'm trying to see if this reminds me of any kind of SPFs. It does have a scent. What is that scent? Oh, and it's pilling all, I don't know if you can even see that. Okay, it is pilling all of my skincare underneath. I think this is a no-go for me. Yeah, it's literally pilled up everything. Okay, so it doesn't like my skincare. That's interesting. Okay. I'm gonna have to give this a go with different skincare, I guess. So I'm quickly toning my face and remove the product at the same time. It has that mineral type of texture, like it feels a little bit powdery, and it's still pilling. I guess I didn't wash my face as good. It's literally pilling on my skin. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna wash my face again and try this one more time. And if it doesn't work the third time, I don't know, we're not gonna make it work. We're not gonna try to sit here and try to figure out why this is not working with my skin. We are back with nothing on my face this time. No toner, washed it with water, cleanser, everything. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. Yeah, it's very upsetting, isn't it? It's not working. I'm gonna work it into my hands. It's not pilling on my fingers. It's the SPF on my face. It's literally pilling. And there's nothing on my face. Do you see all those little white balls on my face? That's the SPF pilling. I mean, this is a no-go for me. It just does not like me. What can I say? This SPF does not like me. That's so weird. I'm gonna sit here a little bit and try to blend this in. Maybe the balls will go away, but that's not what you want from your SPF. What is that? Why does it keep doing that? I'm gonna wash my face one more time, apply my skincare, apply my SPF, and then move on to the next product. I gave this thing 3 tries. I don't like that it keeps doing that. That's a big no-no. That's so weird. Okay, moving on. Moving on to tinted moisturizer. This is by Mercier, and this is their tinted moisturizer, oil-free. I picked up shade 1CO Cameo, or 1C0. It is $49 US. Cheaper than the SPF. Ilia, come on. Why are you pulling on me? I'm so disappointed in the SPF so far. It's a lightweight tinted moisturizer that is a cult favorite formula that provides sheer coverage with a blurred matte finish. So it's a light coverage, matte finish. Let me go on the back of my hand. This might be a little bit too light for me. I don't even know how much to take, but we'll take that much. And I think it's a little bit too light for me. Good thing I have a new bronzer to play with. It's very thick in texture. As you can see, very thick. Hoping it's not gonna be too full coverage. Oh, look at that. No pilling. It does have a little bit of a smell, like a little bit of a fragrance, but it's not intense. It's very light. It doesn't feel oily, so that's really nice. I think these kind of products, they're really perfect for those days where you want minimal amount of makeup, but you still want a little bit of tint on your face. Pair this with extra SPF, you know? I mean, I think I'm actually really happy with that coverage, especially for a tinted moisturizer. It kind of evened out the skin tone. You can still see my skin peeking through. It's not looking weird. It's not pilling. I'm gonna pat in certain areas. I think I do want to take a little bit more product just for here on the lower portions of my cheeks. It's a little bit red over there. Okay, next we have an eyebrow pencil. I already tested this pencil out before as one of my favorites. I just never tried this color. This is the Dior Show Brow Styler in shade number 2 dark brown. Yeah. This retails for $29.50. It's honestly one of my favorite eyebrow pencils. One side you have the eyebrow brush, the spoolie, and then on the other side, you just twist up and that's the pencil. Okay, I think the color is good so far. We'll see when it actually blends in, what it looks like. And then of course, what it looks like in person, because I am sitting in front of bright lights. This formula, you can describe it as more of a, it's creamy, but it's not powdery, so it keeps its shape. It's one of those types of pencils where if you want those hair-like strokes for your brows, you'll enjoy this pencil. And like I said, it lasts all day long, and actually the pencil itself, the formula, I keep it for at least a couple of months minimum, just because you don't have to use as much because it is super pigmented. Okay, so this is a new product to me, and this is, I think, new to the market as well. This is by Iconic London, and this is their Liquid Brow Silk Max Hold Gel. There you go. It's in shade Universal, and it's pretty tiny, so I'm hoping a little bit goes a long way. It's supposed to be long wearing. It's vegan, without phthalates, fragrance-free, without parabens. It's supposed to give you visibly fluffed, lifted, and finished with fixed brows that will wow all day. Super tiny little brush with a white formula. It looks like once you work it in, the white disappears and it becomes transparent. It does look like it's a really lightweight formula. It's not the type of formula where it's very tacky. For example, the Patrick Ta, their brow lamination. This more reminds me of Refi. It actually feels pretty lightweight. I do really, really like how tiny this brush is. You can really manipulate your hairs, and especially your small little hairs that are sometimes very stubborn. This definitely gives you that type of very fluffy brow. Let's move on to concealer. I don't really have a new one actually to test out. I did really want to try the Dior concealer, but they were sold out in all of my shades in my local Sephora. So we're just gonna go with my ABH concealer. I've talked about this one many times. It's a very thick, creamy concealer. A little bit goes a long way. I'm blowing my nose, so if you see it disappearing, that would be why. Finally got my hands on the NARS Laguna Bronzing Cream, and I picked up shade Laguna 2. This right here, it retails for $38 US, so definitely NARS pricing. It's supposed to be super creamy. It's rated really good, so let's go for it. I mean, packaging is just stunning. I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty, the Face Sculpt and Shade Brush. Pick it up onto the brush and then kind of work it into my hand and then onto the face. I mean, do I like the color? I think I do. I think I definitely picked up some of that tinted moisturizer. Okay, so it's not saying to use any specific way. It just says to use with a brush. Maybe this brush is too dense. I'm just trying to stamp very gently without picking up product underneath. I mean, it looks really good in person, but it is super creamy. It's quite pigmented, which I do like. I'm having no issues blending this into my skin, and I do like this color. I was concerned that it might be too dark or it might pull a little warm, but I do like that I can sculpt with this and I can also bronze with this. And again, I'm working a lot of it into my palm, not going straight from the brush to my face, just to make sure I want to keep it as natural as possible, just because of the, you know, the natural base going on. Wow, this is really pretty. I'm gonna quickly blend out my concealer. For blush, we have this one by One Size, their Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio. I'm so excited for this because it has a cream blush and a powder blush in here, which kind of reminds me of Patrick Ta. This retails for $36. You are getting a cream blush, powder blush, and I think more of like a topper. I picked up Very That. Let's go with the cream blush. I'm just gonna use my Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe No7 Brush. Ooh, okay. It's very light in color. I didn't pick up that much because I don't know how pigmented she was. So I'm gonna load it up a little bit more and work this into my cheeks. There you go. Now you can see a little bit more of that color. It's very pretty. It's not doing anything weird with the makeup underneath. It's not picking it up. It's not moving it around. It's not exaggerating any kind of texture, any kind of pores on my cheeks. It looks very, very smooth. Very beautiful cream formula. Oh my goodness, that's stunning. It's very, very forgiving. I'm gonna pick up the powder formula, this one right here, this shade, the lighter one, with the same brush. Ooh, that gives it a very airbrushed finish. Wow, that is beautiful. Oh my. Ooh, that's really pretty. But it's not a super matte finish. It's just a little more airbrushed. So we're gonna take that topper and just go over on top of that. I think I need some more bronzer, honestly. I'm gonna take a little bit more from NARS. Just go over like this. What can I say? I'm just looking bronzy today. I have a new mascara to play with, so let's curl these lashes. Okay, for mascara, we have one by Lawless, and this is the one and done long wear volumizing mascara. $25 US, so definitely more on the higher end for mascaras. It's supposed to be volumizing, lengthening, and it's supposed to be long wearing, which I appreciate. It's literally in the name. The actual brush, it's silicone bristles. It's actually quite bendy. I don't want to use too much mascara, but it looks like I have to take a lot off. It looks a little clumpy on the actual wand, but that's okay. It is definitely more of a wet formula. It's more waxy, but I'm using just the lightest hand just to coat the lashes. Okay, I'm gonna stop there, and then if I need to build up, I will. But I do like that it's giving me a very natural, very fluttery lashes. I do like the tip. I like that there's bristles on the tip because I do like to use it like so, just to really get into the inner corner or those little lashes in the outer corner. Let's check my bottom lashes. And like you guys saw, I didn't set my my concealer. So if it runs, it could be due to not setting the concealer, but we'll see. We'll see how long wearing it is, if it transfers right away. I actually really like apply mascara like this. So having those bristles on the end, huge bonus in my opinion. Super natural mascara, but I'm sure you can really build it up. Okay, for lip, I don't have anything new, but it's a new color for me. This is by Huda Beauty, and this is their Lip Contour 2.0 in muted pink. $19 US. I really like her formula. It's a retractable style lip liner, which is one of my favorites. This might be too pink for this cheek, but let's just go for it. It's super creamy. I love this lip liner, and it is very pigmented. Looks like a really pretty color. I'm just gonna top it with my L'Oreal number 800. Last but not least, I do have a setting spray. This is by One Size. This is their On Till Dawn mattifying waterproof setting spray. So I got a waterproof setting spray that gives your skin an all-day matte finish. Does it smell? Yes, it has a fragrance. Green tea? Yeah, it smells like green tea. Okay, let's cover the eyeballs. Whew, gotta hold that. Okay, it's super, super cooling on the face, but then it kind of just sets down. Whoa, hold on. I might need to use a little bit of a tampon sponge to go over that. Okay, so it now had time to set, and it definitely looks a little bit more matte, but it's not extremely mattifying where your face just feels super tight and dry. So that looks really good in my opinion. The forehead still has a little bit of shine to it, but it's not super, super glowy and dewy, which is interesting. We'll see. We'll see what this looks like. I'm really curious how this is all going to wear together. The blush, the bronzer, everything is still on. It looks good. I'm looking at my brows and I feel like this hair, or these hairs right here, they kind of fell down. So I do want to take a little bit more of the brow gel. It looks like the rest of the hairs look good. Maybe I just didn't apply enough product because I applied most of it towards the center of the brow. All right, so this is definitely a lot more of a natural makeup. Eyelashes are very simple, very natural. They're not smudging, they're not doing anything weird with setting the face. I will say this is really intense in scent, but it actually smells really good. It smells like green tea, which is really nice and very calming. I personally like it. I will say again, I apologize for this right red nostril. It's just leaking nonstop. So if you do see a lot of red, that's why. Okay, we're gonna wear this throughout the day. I'll keep you guys updated and we'll see how it's doing. Okay, so it's been, I think, around 5 hours since I applied the makeup. So we're looking pretty shiny on the forehead. We're looking a little bit shiny right here, just a little bit in the T-zone. But honestly, it feels really good. It doesn't feel weird. It doesn't feel tight. It doesn't feel tacky. It doesn't feel sticky. It actually feels really nice on the skin. I will say I'm not liking that the forehead is looking really shiny. I wonder if it's the mattifying setting spray or if it's the Laura Mercier. But I do like how everything's wearing right here, like that. I think the forehead's pretty shiny. Overall, it's looking really nice. I'm really impressed with the mascara. It's not transferring to the upper eyelid, but there is a little bit of transfer to the lower lash line. Keep in mind, I did not set the concealer, but I'm pretty impressed. Pretty impressed. The concealer is not doing anything weird to the mascara. I see a little bit of balling from the mascara. You can see right there. So just like tiny little flecks are coming off from the mascara, but there's not much transfer. So pretty happy with that. The blush, it's still there. Like I said, I went pretty heavy-handed with it, but I'm really happy the way the blush is looking. I like the bronzer. I will say a lot of the product is gone around my nose, but again, I told you, I'm sniffling, I'm wiping my nose constantly, so let's not pay attention to this area right here. But the pores are actually looking pretty good. They're a little shiny, but I think they look really decent, in my opinion. And last but not least, the brows. Brows look great. I think they still look pretty good. You can still see some of the hairs are kind of falling down, but because the formula is super lightweight, I'm pretty impressed with how the formula is wearing or how the gel is wearing. And this is the lip liner. Like you saw, I outlined and filled in my entire lip, and you could still see the color on my lip. I love it. One final update at the end of the night. How are we looking? Forehead. I think honestly it looks the same. It doesn't feel extra oily. It just looks pretty glowy. The rest of the face looks pretty even. Like I said, I like how this is wearing. This right here is a little too glowy. Tinted moisturizers, even if they're more matte, even if they're not as radiant, they tend to get more glowy on me throughout the day, but I'm actually pretty impressed with the longevity of this tinted moisturizer. My skin actually looks really good up close, and I like the way my skin looks. It looks still pretty smooth. Like, it still looks like my skin. It looks like my texture, but a little bit more flawless. You can still see I have a ton of blush on my cheeks. I have my bronzer on my cheeks. I mean, everything is just still happening. I will say one thing about this makeup, the mascara. I like it for my top lashes just because it's not transferring into like onto my eyelid, but something about it, I think maybe it's the formula because it is more volumizing. It's not dry, but it's a little bit more waxy and it creates these little balls on the end of your lashes. So I'm getting these tiny little flecks of mascara, especially on the lower lash line, and I think it's from my lower lashes. I don't think it has anything to do with the concealer. I think it's the actual mascara itself falling off and flaking off. So it's a little bit flaky. It's not intense. It's a little annoying, but it's totally fine. And it's not that big of a deal, but that's the only thing with this mascara. It is flaking, but it's not transferring as bad as I anticipated, especially with this concealer. So pretty excited about this mascara. I do like the wand. Like I said, you can definitely go a little bit more natural with this mascara, or you can go, I personally think you could probably go really volumized like style if that's what you're looking for with this mascara because of the brush and because of the formula itself. Overall, there were a lot of great products in this video. I'm really excited about the NARS, the Laguna bronzer. I like that it's reminding me of the Huda Beauty Tantour because it's a bronzer and contour in one. So I do like this shade for my skin tone for bronzing and contouring. I don't have to use a separate contour product or a separate bronzer. I am really liking this blush palette, the Trio. I think the cream in here is stunning. It's a very beautiful formula. It doesn't exaggerate any kind of texture on your skin, and it doesn't make your skin look weird. It doesn't pick up the product underneath. It spreads so beautifully, very evenly. It's very easy to work with. The powder is also really nice, and I like that you have the option to go more matte, or you can go a little bit more shimmer, more highlighty, which is what I did. I used all three, and I think all three layer really well. I will say the highlighter or the highlight topper shade, it's a little bit more on the peachy, more golden tones. So the blush did turn a little bit more golden than I really was wanting. I really wanted it to be this kind of shade, so keep in mind in person, these are a little bit more muted down, more subdued, and the highlighter or the topper looks a little bit more intense and a little bit more golden in person, especially if you swatch it. Like, I mean, you can see how golden that really is. Okay, I think that is it. Oh, brows. Brows. I do like this product, but the longevity is just not the same as my Benefit brow gel. It's not the same as Patrick Ta, it's not the same as Anastasia, but it is a good brow gel if you want more of that very natural, fluffy brow where your hairs don't look stick straight. They still have a little bit of movement to them, if that makes sense. I think I will like this paired with either this one right here or my Benefit. So like this right here is the Patrick Ta. I think paired together, a little bit of this, a little bit of this kind of will give a good mix, because the Patrick Ta, that one is very tacky, it's sticky, and it gets very crusty when it dries down. But I do like this product, and I do see myself using this on days like this where I'm not wearing too much makeup. I do like the tinted moisturizer. I'm really impressed with the longevity. I like the setting spray. It definitely didn't keep me matte all day long, but I do like the way my skin looks, especially with the tinted moisturizer underneath, and definitely gonna keep playing with this one size mattifying waterproof setting spray. And I do like the way it smells. Green tea, very light, very kind of spa like, but I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you guys for watching, spending time with me throughout this day, and I'll see you the next one very soon.